Right on, guys. This is day two of recovery from my rigid cystoscopy, and I'm glad to say there's quite a significant improvement. I had to resort to using the lidocaine a few times yesterday. I would rather use it than not. Things were getting a little bit tender at times. I'd also been taking the cocodamol and ibuprofen every 4 hours. And it's definitely worth peeing into a hot jug of or warm jug of water, or if you can't manage that, sit in a bath of warm water because it definitely helps. Um, Slept better last night. Monday night I didn't sleep very well. I suppose a mixture of the anaesthetic and discomfort. So I did have a good night's sleep last night. I only got up once during the night for a pee, which is not particularly uncommon for me. Still trying to keep my fluids up, keep everything flushed through. I haven't had no more blood since Monday night, which is a good sign as well. It means everything's healing up inside. Um, Sharp wise, things are still a bit tender. I had to be quite careful yesterday, bending over and moving around. You sort of end up having to cup your three-piece suite and keep it out the way when doing stuff. It's better today. No, I think I'm gonna no. They recommend 2 days off, and no, it's just as well have the 2 days off. Really, I'm gonna go back to work tomorrow. I've got some light stuff to do for a couple of days, and I'll start my heavy stuff again Saturday, I think. Um, so yeah, that's about is it. Considering really is I haven't been in as much pain as what I'd anticipated to be in. I think it pays to be pessimistic and think of the worst, and it has paid that way really because it's actually been better than what I thought it was going to be. His pain, I suppose, wise has been no worse than having a flexible cystoscopy. Possibly it's been a bit better because obviously with the rigid scope, it goes up in once and everything tends to move inside the sheath, whereas a flexiscope is in and out and it's been turned and twisted. And I suppose though it's smaller, can cause more aggravation than than the rigid scope really. But I'm certainly in no the distension doesn't seem to be doing a lot at the moment. I had a bit of I had some aching abdominal muscles up till sort of early hours of yesterday where I've been straining to go for a pee. I went for a pee standing up this morning, so without having to strain too much to get things going. So things are relaxing more back to what they were before I had my rigid cystoscopy. So everything is going in the right direction. I'm not living in any hope that I'm going to gain any more capacity from the distension. We'll have to see maybe into next week when things do settle down properly um, as to whether the capacity has made any difference. So I might do an update on that when I do my video after my catheter training. So for any of you guys out there worried about a rigid cystoscopy, it doesn't matter whether you're going in for hydrodistension or whether you're going in to have a cyst removed or inspection, whatever they're doing, sort of thing. I wouldn't be too worried. I was particularly worried because there's a lot of views out there stating that people have quite bad experiences, but they no. The main thing is really, I think the big thing is to come home with that lidocaine. Insist on you insist on that lidocaine when you come home. Take the off the shelf painkillers as strong as you can get, cocodamol, um, and take the ibuprofen. And another biggie, I think, whether you've had a flexible cystoscopy or rigid cystoscopy, is to pee into something warm for 2 or 3 days because that does help considerably as well. Obviously, I'm working on the basis of having everything from the perspective of bifid urethra, so things have been stretched a lot more than a standard a normal urethra. If you had normal urethra, your discomfort may be significantly less, but worst case scenario, it isn't going to be any worse. Yes, that's about it, really, sort of thing. Hopefully, these videos might help a few people out there, because there wasn't a lot. That's why I've done these videos. Really, there wasn't a lot out there. Since definitely in terms of the hydrodistension, all right, my bladder wasn't distended nowhere near what it could have been, because of whatever issues I've got going on. It may have been more tender had it been distended to full 1,000 mils. But again, worst case scenario is you're going to wake up feeling like you need a pee. That's the worst I could describe it. It's not painful; it's just uncomfortable when you come around recovery. It was just that constant. I feel like I'm breaking me now. I'm busting for a pee, and with a bit of sort of moving around and urging to, straining to pee. Um, it did settle. By the time I got the water, like I said, I did have to pee anyway, but I said I couldn't do that really without sitting on the toilet. So just be aware that what you're feeling in regards to what may actually be going on is going to be two different things. But I would think unless you suffer, your lady or bloke maybe suffering from bad interstitial cystitis, obviously your recovery is going to be maybe a lot more severe if you've got pain. When bladder is filling, your experience is going to be different. But if you haven't got pain or interstitial cystitis that is suspected, your experience from bladder hydrostension is not going to be that. It's not going to be that severe. Right, guys. I'll sign off for the minute, and we'll chat again when I've had my catheter training. Cheers and bye.